Why hello, ladies and gentle beans. We are playing Super Metroid. I'm TRN. Hello. This is the final episode, episode 8. We will be going to Torian, the last area of Super Metroid, and we'll be taking on the last boss and discovering what happened to the Metroid. Now, you're probably thinking, if you haven't played this game before, that the last boss is going to be the escaped Metroid, the last one. Now, you'll see in a second. I'll not spoil anything. You can see here, these are real Metroids, not experiments made by the space pirates. These are real Metroids that have spawned from the last Metroid that escaped from Ridley, or that Ridley released, or something like that. Now, the way to kill these are either freeze them and then use 5 missiles or 1 super missile. Now, I'm preferring to use the 1 super missile, of course, because you get 1 back after killing them, so it's a lot easier. This area of the game is actually not that difficult. The enemies are actually fairly standard to kill. If you get one on you, remember to curl down into a morph ball and then use a bomb to get them off your back. They will suck energy from you, and that's not pleasant. The only annoying part of this part of the game is the rings, the energy rings there. They will damage you, and you have to destroy them or avoid them. You can use the screw attack if you want to. The Metroids are not damaged by the screw attack, I believe, so don't even bother. Use the freezing ice beam, and then shoot them with the super missiles. There will be some save points coming up and an energy refill at the end of this part, so don't worry about, expending missiles or energy. Almost got me there, and then I do a quick shot up and down. That was really good, and boom, got those. I'm really happy with that play, actually. Starting to get the feeling of being good at Super Metroid, which I guess is a progression for me. I'm, as I said, not really good at platformers, but I'm practicing. Now in the next room we have an enemy coming up. You can see there are some floaters here that have been turned to dust, and everything is in ruins. And then ominous music starts playing, and we see a jumper, and there's the giant Metroid. The Metroid will attack you, and you'll take a lot of damage. It will basically suck you down to 1 energy. This cannot be undone. It will not use the reserve tanks, I believe. It will stop at 1 energy. It will realize you've met you before and that you're friendly and not to be harmed, which is pleasant. And then it will just simply follow you, like it did earlier, and move on. Now, if that's not the last boss, then what is the last boss? This is like the new deserted base for the space pirates, so there has to be some sort of leader for the space pirate, right? I thought that Ridley was the leader. Now I'm gonna spend some missiles there, opening that door so I can save them later, or save the refill. So I don't have to go back and forth again. Now we'll fill our energy up completely and restore all our missiles. And then we're getting closer to the final, last boss. Are you guys ready? I know I am. This place is really... oh, it gives me that feeling of timelessness. The sand, and it's kind of sterile. It's a dangerous place. And you can see that the design is really reminiscent of one of the first areas we went through before we got the morph ball earlier, with the first time we encountered the space pirates, and the area of Torian, which was in the Metroid 1. especially this next room here. It's a complete copy, basically. Almost. This room here is the final boss room. You have to keep shooting these beams in the middle there with your missiles to destroy them. Try to keep avoiding the small shots, in addition to avoiding the energy rings. And the beams there on the left side will eventually regain their health if you don't keep shooting. So you have to keep shooting them. Basically, I recommend jumping in and spam firing them with the missiles. Now this is the final one before we get to the boss. Well, I count this as a part of the boss. You can see there, just to the left there, what the boss is. And yep, it's the Mother Brain once again. As in the first game, Mother Brain is back and is leading the space pirates. Now this part looks exactly the same, and you can see I'm having a bit of trouble here with staying because of staying on the platform. And once you defeat the Mother Brain part, we will have a surprise in for us. Take a look at this, guys. This is part 2. It's actually a giant body as well, and it has an eye and stuff like that. Just keep shooting super missiles right at the head. You'll see the color of the brain is changing according to how much damage it has taken. Keep blasting the head. Eventually it will change in its phase into phase 2. I'm just spamming items. You can see that shot there takes a lot of damage out of me. I'm down to 3 energy bars. It's basically destroying me. But really, that doesn't matter, because now it's using the hyper beam, and that thing will take you down to 1 health no matter what you do. It will also expend your energy, and you'll be crawling on the floor and unable to move. You're basically screwed up right now, so what can save us now? Well, if you've been paying attention this episode, you've already seen who comes to our aid. That is the Metroid. Yay, he's back. Now he's sucking all the energy out of the glowing Mother Brain enemy. And this part is really cool because it shows us that Samus can't rely on her own ability and she needs help from something. I don't really know if... Yeah, that's kind of counteractive towards what she's been doing the entire game, where she alone could defeat anything, and now she just needs help from one of her enemies, her gravest enemies, I guess. And the Metroid will refill all the health of Samus. And in addition to that, it will protect Samus from the beams. And also sacrifice itself. For us. I know, it's really sad. R.I.P. Mr. Metroid. R.I.P. But when it died over us, we got the ability to glow, just like in Mario Kart when you get a star. We get the ability to shoot hyper beams. Now these beams are insanely strong. Just keep shooting and avoiding damage with the screw attack. And you'll eventually be able to destroy the Mother Brain and put a stop to this evilness that the space pirates have done to civilization, I guess. And there we see him start turning red. Means he has low health, and we are done. Well, almost done. Because, as in Metroid 1, we have to escape. There's a time bomb. We have actually 3 minutes this time. Not 1 as in the start of the game. Just destroy everything with the hyper beam. like Lance's Dragonair. We move down this part. As you can see, if you just follow the map on the left side. It's been doing the entire game. Keep running down here, up, then up again on the first intersection here, and we'll be going into the largest room here. We have to go up first, then down into the top left of the room to get through like a layer of tubes. Just be careful. Stick to the right side first. Now we're still on 2 minutes. We have to do one more thing in addition to this. We can't just escape. We had some enemies that I mentioned earlier. Well, not enemies, but friends that we need to rescue later in the game. Now, these aren't, mandatory for a completion status or anything like that, I think. But for the sake of continuity, I want to, go rescue them. So I thought I would show you that as well, since I've shown you all the other items in the game. Okay, you guys probably remember this room. This is the one we were in at the beginning of the game, and the last episode as well. Just keep jumping. This room is actually a copy of the last room from the first Metroid. I love the way they kind of use that little touch of retroactive Easter egg, I guess you could say. Now we're on top, going out to outer criteria. Now remember the place where we used the first morph ball bombs to get to the first boss. We go down there quickly because we have 1 minute 10 seconds left, which is not a lot. It's entirely necessary for us to escape, because if we fail this, we're back at before the last boss. We want to complete this. We go through here, go to the room with the Torizo boss, and here they go inside. Shoot the wall there on the right side, and this guy will thank us, and they will leave. See ya. Awesome. Now everything is set for us to get our ass off this planet as quickly as possible. This sequence here is really cool. Everything is blowing up. The action is intense. I love it. Alright. Now we have 30 seconds, more than enough time. And we are done. That was Super Metroid. That's a good ending. Now let's take our ship off the planet and review our completion stats. We didn't get the ending where Samus undresses. Unfortunately, I was 9 minutes off. You could easily do that if you weren't grinding the enemies before each boss and stuff like that. I just wanted to be thorough when showing you guys what to do. Now here we see Samus floating away from the exploding planet Zeus. The operation was completed successfully. 3 hours, 12 minutes. Alright. Now we get the credits. I'm gonna take some time now just to reminisce about the way this whole playthrough went. And I'm really happy about some parts. I think the editing was good. I could have sped up some more parts, I think. I could have slowed down others. At the beginning of the playthrough, I focused a lot on explaining what I was doing whilst playing, whilst in the later episode I found it to be more enjoyable just talking in general. I'm not really sure what you guys prefer. If you could leave me a comment and tell me what you prefer, then I would take that into consideration, absolutely, for the next playthrough. In addition to that, I would also like feedback on what other games you would want a walkthrough of. the whole production part of this took a lot of time. I hope the results were satisfying. Since this is my first, production of a walkthrough, I'm actually proud, but I'm also aware that some things might be really awkward or bad, like my commentary. This is the first time I'm commentating something, or anything basically. But I like the feedback, of course. Just tell me what you think. Now, for my next few videos, I would like them to be a lot better than this. I want to play... Well, I'm gonna do guides on Metroid 1 and 2, I've already said that, but I want some new games. I want to do something fun. So I hope you are going to come along for the ride. I hope you subscribe and enjoy my future content as well as this one. And if you're watching this in the future, I say hello to you from the past. I am TRN, and this was 1994. No, it was 2015, actually. And this is Samus. She's saying hello as well. Or goodbye. James Bond style. Now, I thank you all for watching me, and I hope to see you guys in my next playthrough. Now, take care, and we say goodbye to Samus and Super Metroid. Ta-ta.